We are back once more with EGFC Season 5 Valorant. Tenrek and Anton here to take you through the final match of the night between University of Hawaii and University of Tennessee, Knoxville. We are jumping into Map 2. Map 1 was started off stream, and it was apparently quite the exciting endeavor. A 14-12 victory by University of Hawaii. The 2-2 squad going up against Tennessee, a 1-1 squad. Anton, both these teams still have a lot to figure out, as well as this matchup.
Yeah, it's been kind of a banger so far. So it's unfortunate that the last series actually went so long that we didn't get to see map number 1, but it's understandable. It's late for everyone, right? Not everyone literally lives in the middle of the Atlantic Ocean, or sorry, the Pacific. So fair enough for Hawaii. It's a decent time for them, but everyone else does need to get to sleep on time. So we did start map number 1 off stream. Like you mentioned, 14-12. Mind you, Cape Town on the losing team, dropping 30 kills as KJ at the top of the scoreboard with Kaze on the opponents right underneath him, followed up by Levi and Broom. So there were quite a few impressive individual performances over there on Ascent. And now we go over into Sunset, one of the more volatile maps in the pool, a map that Hawaii has actually won on last week very convincingly against Connecticut, if I'm correct. That was like a 13-4. So this one is going to be a little bit scary, I think, on the side, if you are on the side of Tennessee. They have floated this before, but I don't believe, unless it's some stuff that we don't have on our records, I don't believe they played it. So they are confident enough on it to not ban it every single time, but they haven't picked it and opted to go for it. This time it's going to be second map, so we do have a guaranteed sunset here. And for Hawaii, it could be the last map of the day, or we could go to a map 3 if we do need it.
That map 3 being Bind, a more consistent one, but like you said, Sunset, a little more volatile, or a lot more volatile at the moment with how new it is. A lot of it really just comes down to brawls and fights. That really has been a lot of the Sunset meta so far, just because people don't know setups, people don't know rotations, people don't know macro for this map yet. And so I feel like we might just see a lot of aim diffing coming into this. It might just come down to mechanics, and so if that is the case, then Cape Town going crazy may set the standard for how we go into map 2. And with such a close map 1 exiting our view, that is very, very important to both of these teams.
Yeah, absolutely. And instantly, right off the bat as well, we see a fresh new Cypher on both sides, it seems like. Wow. Wave to Earth is hovering it right now, but there's a very quick lock on the side of the attackers for, if I'm correct, it's Tennessee. So it should be standard stuff across the entire map, right? Cypher was kind of meta before. Some teams could have opted for a chamber if they wanted it. But it does look like we are going to have very normal stuff across both teams. We do have a switch out for Levi instead of a Sky. We do see a fade. So there's a difference in terms of the one of the two initiators on both sides, but that is pretty much it. So that's just a matter of preference. Some teams really like the fade. Some teams don't. Some teams prefer the Sky for the flashes as well as the information gathering, which is fair enough. But the thing that I think the most surprised about is that the fact that there's no Astra on either end of the map. But I think Hawaii, it's preference on both sides, so it's all good. Both these teams sticking to what they're comfortable with, but Tennessee definitely going with more of an FNS comp, where you have a lot of agency towards A main, B main, and you're taking mid a little bit later. So you did mention the fact that a lot of teams actually don't know too much macro for it yet. I think there's some teams in this league that have played it that actually are quite understanding of it. There's some that are definitely they're a bit more beginner, but I'm looking for Tennessee to be one of the teams, especially with this lineup. I think that they at least have an idea on how this map is meant to be played. So I'm looking for them to at least snowball the first little half of this. If Hawaii have anything to say about it, I'd also be interested to see. But with the fade rather than the Sky, I do subscribe to the opinion that it's a bit harder to play with the fade, especially taking sites, but they're on defense first. So this first half might be a bit more competitive.
Yeah, we'll see how much agency Levi gets to have as we enter things. And I 100% agree. I think that ultimately, the Cypher on this attack is the right idea, and I think Tennessee will ultimately have the drop at first, heading onto site, as long as they cover their tracks properly, and as long as they have just enough util for the post plant. But you don't need that much in order to make it work, as they'll line themselves up on a site, which is probably going to be where they head to at least first a lot of the time here. So we'll ultimately see how that goes, as setting up on site. is the remainder of Hawaii.
I see something quite fast here from Tennessee, though. It's quick to take elbow. We're going to see a duel here between the Razes. Kazi's going to win the first one, but he's going to get some more duels, more fights. Another right click, only claims 2, but there's one in return. Duelist gone, but Levi even gets some more information. They go for a flash straight onto the site itself, but the smoke is going to slow him down a little bit.
Yeah, it's chaotic here. Up elbow. And Tennessee is going to take another step back. Play for the longer haul here, see if they can control maybe a rotation of some kind, or at least bluff it. Fowler is going to catch on to Economy. And that'll be the go signal for them to step away. Smokes up mid, and is this where they make a run for it? This will already be noticed. So Wave to Earth and Broom already going to be available here. The Haunt toss down to confirm, and it will catch on. Wave to Earth and take care of Copium Addict. But with the spread, Tennessee is going to attempt to take A site again. This time in the 2v2. The preemptive rotation, they have to act quickly though, and so Cape Town needs to frag. And needs to frag now. Hopping on the site, one inside the smoke, proxy for the fault line. The pot shot's taken up, but it's Economy that wins the do-si-do against Proxy. Now it's up to Levi to try to hold down the fort. First against Economy is done. Cape Town trying to hold it down alone against 3 now, and can't do it. Hawaii will take round 1.
Shots from everyone in Hawaii across the board, and a fairly simple attack for Tennessee, just going for a fast A main sake. They managed to take main, get past the orb, even into elbow after a trade. But one smoke, and that was all stopped right there. They come back on, and Hawaii good enough for the retake, and even like getting a couple picks here and there, right? Through mid, trying to walk up to the smoke. Cypher's aware of that. Wave to Earth is, this guy's job is literally just to wash flanks, so he's going to do so whether with trips or his body. Has done just that. Now into the second round, 2 Bulldogs. Something that we haven't seen too much of today. I know we've seen like single Bulldog buys or a lot of 5 Spectres, but we do have Hawaii opting for the longer range option, even though it does cost a little bit more monetarily. Broom is going to have the half armor. Kaze with the with only 50 credits left in the pocket. But this should be a fairly clean round if this is what they're going for. But Kaze is taking a little bit of a risk, walking very deep here. Knows that there's a Cypher somewhere around. But speaking of Cypher, Trip's going to get tripped inside market. So there is a lot of agency towards this B. Double peek outside A main.
This is quite the snake. It'll work well at first. Wave to Earth shuts down though. Copium Addict is all the way back in CT and can find at least one more. That'll split the fight enough for Economy to also take one on the B side, which has now been opened up. Wave to Earth really wants to make sure the Copium Addict can't come back before taking care of main, but there's simply too much priority on this site now. And too much to do for one. A huge flip here by Tennessee. But Economy caught first. 6 bullets left in the chamber here. Steps have been heard onto J Bookie. They know they're on that high ground. Wave to Earth is still going to chase it down, though. And now definitely hear those jumps, too. Waiting for the fight. The market hold is also just so strong. And this looks to be a done deal. One more fault line toss. J Bookie going to peek it. Really just braggadocious about it. And it will lead to Wave to Earth finding that kill. Now just going to ultimate here. Cyber Cage placed down, and yeah, absolutely cannot hold it against the Spectre. An ult tossed into a round that just seemed unwinnable from the jump, unfortunately, despite the gun diff. And Tennessee will suddenly stamp their name onto the game.
I think maybe a little bit of nerves there towards the end of that round. Wave to Earth getting pressured by time, as well as 2 different players. One of them which he did not know where they were, so perhaps getting a bit nervous, just throws out the ult to try and get something. But yeah, that one is a little bit unfortunate. A lot of kills for the Cypher on the defense, but because that ult was expended, doesn't really lead to much in this round. Everyone's got sheriffs, as a couple other pistols scattered around the forces of Hawaii, but they're getting aggressive off of it because they know they have these worse weapons. Might as well try for something and get something out of it. Kaze, double dink on the Copium Addict. Might be the only kill he gets.
As Cape Town will take care of that. Now in walks Hawaii. They will get aggressive with it, and with Wave to Earth's flank, they will succeed. Cape Town another refrag, and now Economy gonna backtrack for the other 2. And from there, Tennessee can clean up, keep 3 stable, but they will also toss in a neural theft.
I guess, like, Cypher, there's people that say, like, you get the Cypher out, you might as well just toss it out. It's maybe one of the harder ults to use, not even because it's like you can't find a good place to use it, mainly because you cannot use it unless you have a body, so I guess fair enough, like, you might as well, if you can get an opportunity, you might as well. Those two might have been quite low value, but, you know, we take what we can get. The round's still won, at least from Tennessee. So we go into this one with an Omen ult in play, and Copiamatic is fairly close with the Seekers too. So if they want to go for some orbs, they could, but right now it does look like they're just trying to brute force through mid, which is actually working because of the mid smoke. The door gets closed, but that does at least give them some options towards the early part of the round, 20 seconds. And they have a very solid control over mid, and they've walked into market here. Copium's got it. Not quite. Broom has that at least under lock for now.
And the paranoia to make sure J-Boogie runs away, but now the paranoia thrown back at Broom actually will give market back over, and it seems like Tennessee want to act upon that. They'll occupy a little bit further. Blind tossed into the paint shells as well. Broom will have to back away just a little bit more, but Kaze has the control from mid still. And now it's a 5v3. Kaze hopping back into top stairs. Has so much control. It's just exhumed over this. When the smoke dissipates, that'll change. Economy flicked onto by Kaze.
Down mid.
Another one. Paint shells tossed out. Showstopper ready. Kaze can just hold down the spray. And a flawless round handed to Hawaii at the hands of the Rays.
Trying to disrespect not only the smoke, but their own smoke. Actually, Hawaii does just that. They walk into it, and Tennessee try to do the same thing. They think that Hawaii is going to give them enough respect, but that hasn't happened. Like, second round, even after losing their pistol, or excuse me, losing their anti-eco, they will walk up mid with pistols. I think at that point, you kind of have to understand that Hawaii aren't the team that'll just sit back and give you what you want. So, especially for that kind of situation, it's kind of Hawaii's territory, top mid. So if you want to walk in this smoke, you better have damn sure you've cleared it, and that's exactly what didn't happen. So Kaze with a triple kill there in mid to close out. Very nicely done in terms of mechanics, but it's even more brute force trying to take into this B main. Economy's got at least one, but there is Broom stuck in the corner unless he wants to TP out.
Definitely can, but instead he'll just try and take the fight, lose it instantly. Yeah, I definitely think should have TP'd. As the entirety of B-side will be taken up very quickly by Tennessee this time around. It just feels so back and forth. Just like whoever gets this first blood just has the easiest round of their lives. Proxy good for one still in Boba, but that's all the occupancy that Hawaii has this time around. Proxy tossed in by the blast pack and can only find one. Tennessee back in the lead, 3-2.
God, it's like a prophecy, because like this is kind of playing out exactly how you thought it would, like the bloodbath, right? It's just these two teams fighting every single round so far, even on their anti-eco, where we see Tennessee just walk into market, through market, into spawn. We see a kill happen from an offensive Sky in defender spawn to top mid. Like, it really is just the story of gunfights right now. Like, it's like you said, whoever gets the first kill. I don't think we have had this is a complete dynamic shift from last map, right? Don't think we've had rounds where there hasn't been some kind of very early interaction. This one's a bit quiet. The Cypher puts the trip down and retreats all the way to the back of the site. This might be one of the slower rounds in this game. So far, probably the slowest. There is B main taken very urgently from Tennessee, but these guys know it. Wave to Earth spots one, and here's some gunshots from a couple more. So as goes the one way.
Oh, some legs spotted, but not shot.
I've got your trail.
As the Seekers will now get tossed out here.
Got you.
Wave to Earth distracted just a little bit, and the B push is executed. Good flashpoint that Wave to Earth is forced to cope with. Copiamatic, the first to get the kill, and a little bit of info handed to Wave to Earth, but he's just too crunched. Copiamatic, huge bird onto 3, but there's enough spam. Now the Showstopper tossed into things. Hawaii really want this, but that Showstopper hits absolutely nothing. And they still have to play for the distance first. The paint shells are also gone, and there is no Roomba available at this point either. Tennessee have all the space, all the time that they need to get this round done easy. First tap on a spike, though, means that some people have to start swinging. It's Nova Core first. Levi shuts it down. Now the next victim. Kaze turns in. Levi, that kill too. But Cape Town and Economy double frag back, so Levi has to invade and can't. 2 stay up for Tennessee, who are now 2 up themselves.
No smokes at the end of that round means it just has to be what has been so far. It's just a bloodbath. It's everyone just having to take fights. You can't smoke the spike. You have to just tap it. Hope that people on Tennessee are going to give you a duel. Kind of didn't happen at all. It was just Hawaii walking into the defensive positions of the Tennessee were holed up in and just taking frags of themselves. They just go for 1v1s. They won a couple. They lost a couple more throughout main. So nicely done from Tennessee. They did just keep enough people alive for that attack to be able to play the post plants and just make sure they trade out all the kills that ended up happening. Not really too much there. I think Tennessee are playing it quite simple right now, just quite fast as well. So it's much of a different way of analyzing this game than the previous 2, where it was quite slow, very methodical. Tennessee are not taking time at all. Like, they're going through mid by 20 seconds, taking the door control, walking in. If they lose a kill, they walk in again. That is probably one of the craziest things I've seen so far in this game. Maybe expecting that Hawaii are going to play a little bit further back rather than try and retake the space once they've lost it. But they're kind of right. That's exactly what they're doing, right? So Tennessee having a good read on what Hawaii's tendencies are, at least in the first half of this half. It's only 6 rounds, so we have another quarter to go, but they're looking towards the A site this time. And I'm just taking a look at the Ultimate Economy right now. We have 1 close for J Boogie, another close for Novacore. There's 1 and 2 respectively for both those players in terms of points needed for their ultimate. And Cape Town, you could say that he's kind of close as well, but it's the neural theft, so it might be a little bit less impactful. But they've got a lot going for them in terms of their ult cycle. And rounds, in turn, to an advantage. So this should be fairly good for them going into the next couple. At least they could even confirm a half win if they use their ults correctly.
Levi aggressed first. 1 Prowler to counter just about all of it. And Levi the first. The second shot's on the Sheriff. My God. On the save round. Hawaii will come alive.
Camera taken out.
A timeout well spent. Lock in and land your shots. A thrifty round 7 as the game is once again as close as can be.
I say that Tennessee can win the rounds if they end up using their ults correctly, and they just decide to not, which is fair, okay? They know they're going against an anti-eco. But with that, they try and spam Levi through the smoke, take him down to 1 HP, walk through it with no util, and get 1 tap twice. I don't know what to say about that. Like, I get it, right? Your opponents are using, they're on pistols. You think that maybe you can just brute force them and disrespect them, and they won't land their shots. But what happens if they do? It's really that simple, right? This game is an FPS game. We're playing Valorant. We're not playing, like, I don't know, StarCraft or something. So mechanics are a part of it. In that round, the Sheriffs literally just shot everyone in the head, and Tennessee are now paying the price. They have lesser weapons, and they're going to get entry on by Kaze, who is a boost of confidence coming out from that round number 7.
Yeah, they're feeling good for sure. Novacore will give away their position with the Boombot, actually. They could have gotten away with so much more than 1 if they didn't give themselves away so quickly, because that was a very quick snake. But even still, Copium Addict has also made their way all the way back to Boba. So they could go for the sandwich unless Levi catches them. Everything flops here, but a huge paranoia that Kaze somehow just lands a headshot on anyway? J-Boogie uses everything to try and get away and will land the shot onto 808 Proxy and the one on Kaze. Well done, my guy. Already a lot more progress made here for Tennessee. And we'll try to clutch up with the rifle that's been newly gained. 30 seconds on the clock, lot to play with. Levi the first to challenge, and J-Boogie has to use 1 more flashpoint to get away from it. Scot-free, but can't reaggress. Tied up, but Hawaii do not get away with that much.
Yeah, Boogie getting a lot of chances to win the round there, honestly. He's literally given 2 different 1 versus 1s by people with utility out, and then he gets a timing on the back. It's a little bit unfortunate that he actually ends up losing that one, but even still, nicely done from Hawaii to be able to secure at least the start of that round. Tennessee, almost a recovery, but again, not much you can do about that. 4 ults for the side of Tennessee, though. As I mentioned a couple rounds ago, they were on the ult cycle. They were due for 1 ult per round, but now they just didn't use any. So we have every single one. Fast play up mid. Kaze is going to find nothing outside of tiles, but he's going to get dogged out, actually, if they check this, which they're not turned. Okay, they see him. He's not stuck. How much can he do? Doesn't seem like anything.
And not a huge dent Proxy still has the gatekeeping, and Broom is snaking. They need to be quick with this, though. Unless Levi just goes in and kills everybody again. Okay. Who is this guy? Jeez. 2 more to go. Up the front. And Broom now has the angle. Onto Economy's head. Who they spot. No way in. Except an ultimate. But definitely not worth using it at this point. Unless you get like an opening kill. Neural Theft I can definitely see using for the clutch here. Tennessee has 45 seconds. But they're also going towards B site, and so they have to clear all this Cypher util along the way as well. With the Haunt down that mid corridor, they don't actually clear much. They don't even clear behind boxes all the way with that. So they'll have to stay mid. But with Market smoked
left.
away, that should confirm where they're going. And yeah, Tennessee is not going to hide it any longer. Off they go.
Careful though.
Oh, wave to earth, instant denial.
Down B.
And the TP is not the holder of the spike. So Economy has to try and go for the backside and cannot. A 5th round going to Hawaii. They are back in the lead.
Ever since the Cypher buffs, I gotta admit, he's really been showing his prominence. Like, he was always decent, right? But there were so many ways to get rid of this stuff that it made him kind of impractical to run over every other Sentinel in the game, other than Deadlock. Sorry, Deadlock. But now that he's better, and borderline, honestly, this buff, I thought of this buff like forever ago. Like, you walk through his trips and they stay there. I thought it'd be busted. I thought they would never do it. But here we are. We're in 2023, and we have exactly what that is. So this is so much information that he's able to get by himself, and the amount of sight lockdown that he can get. He's so safe. They're leaving him here alone. They're pushing aggressive on A again, and they have full A main control. And Wave to Earth is trying to disrespect them by closing the door. Gets out with his life somehow. The door will get broken though.
Oh, wow. Wave to Earth is just toying with this. Copiamatic is gonna hop face first into this trap wire. Will at least get 1. Wave to Earth, though, gets 2. And we'll now know where the remainder of the team is. Twice over. A little bit more time stoled away. But still a lot of ults left for Tennessee to use, and a lot of reasons to actually use them this time. The Rolling Thunder up A site would be huge, and I think that they see that. They'll start scoping out the competition up both ends. Just a vault line tossed in. Wave to Earth going to go ahead and try and take courtyard here. But is expecting the tiles exit up to top. So it could get cut off here. No, with the fault line and the steps, it's confirmed. J-Boogie just giving themselves away. No reason to know that Wave to Earth is here, but now Economy does know. Can find Proxy before the swing back, and Wave to Earth actually still has to play this. Especially with Cape Town laying in wait over on B site. Economy holding spike, knowing that they are in a critical position, and also there's not much time left, is going to head over to site and plant. Wave to Earth has to wait it out.
Spike planted.
Room. Swing first, hit Cape Town. Economy is alone and knows they have to take care of spawn first. They're already smoked out, sandwiched, crunched, done, and dusted. At least 1 kill, but no more. Hawaii up to 6.
Good pressure on the back to get that retake done. 3 people is way too much after you lose your Cypher on the site like that. So nicely done from Hawaii. Going into this with 3 ultimates and a massive bank as well. No round in the next 2 will be played from Hawaii without a full buy. I thought they were actually struggling a little bit, but I think Wave to Earth got a buy from one of his teammates, so he's even doing just fine. Everyone's going to have 3K or more going up into the next round. And Tennessee are exactly the opposite. They have 2 rifles. They're both extremely broke, but they do have 4 ults. One of them may be less impactful in terms of the Omen CP, or you can even say the Cypher ult, but still good information. Copiamatic even went off, so that's pretty much all they can hope for in the next 2. So what can they get with this hero rifle on the sky? Looking for the B site entrance, and there's going to be no early aggression from Hawaii. Even they're sitting back, letting them on the site.
Yeah, they've just let him hop on, but still just finding these kills on the isolated bodies. Tennessee just giving these moments away. But sight will still be handed over at the very least. UTK able to take the space. Nightfall in retaliation. Novacore walks back into it. That's so tragic, man.
Last player standing.
Yeah, that's gonna do it for this round. Economy has no chance of finding a thing. Oh, I stand corrected. Okay, all right, you get one. But yeah, again, this is just a diff at this point. Coming from Hawaii, Tennessee just really doesn't have any other strat than run in, plant spike, and then wait to smoke out, and then wait for spike tap or whatever. And I don't blame them. Nobody knows this map yet.
I think the thing is, like, you can say that, but I feel like Hawaii are kind of breaking the mold in terms of that. And we see some other teams as well, like Delaware. I think they have played decent sunsets. But speaking specifically about this game, I think at least towards the second quarter of this map, it's really showing the dynamic difference between Tennessee and Hawaii. Like, look at the way Hawaii are playing that defense, especially that retake. Everything happens all at once. They're not disrespecting Tennessee at all. They know they have no guns. They know they're full save. Maybe one guy had a rifle, but that was it. You saw the guy die with a pistol over on the other side of the map. Right, so you understand the economy situation on the side of Tennessee. Maybe you expect them force because they don't want to play for like for round number 6 on the even. But even still, like, they send their util, they send the ult, they send the flash, they do everything just by the book for the retake. And Tennessee, rewind like 30 seconds before the retake even needed to happen. You had the hero rifle walk into market alone. You had the teammate staring at him. That's like one of the solo queue situations where it's like you're the Sky, you walk in, you die, and you're like, where the heck's everyone? They're not planting, they're not taking space, they're just sitting in B main. Right there. And you kind of have to ask, like, why? Not entirely certain, because that's not even like the map issue. That's a little bit of a fundamental issue as well. They're not even trying to help them. So maybe that's just like them having some nerves or something. Maybe that is like you said, maybe that is a map issue. But whatever the case, that's not a map issue. Shooting through a smoke is not a map thing. Kaze just gets 2 free spray down through that A main smoke.
Such proactivity. And, I mean, it's the perfect time to. No ults versus 5. Get the drop whenever you can. And they take that guess and they get it right. No showstopper this round. No seekers this round. All they have to work off of is a Rolling Thunder and a Neural Theft for intel. Tennessee is on the verge of a 4-8 half. On the verge of a match point that they would drop. And again, both these teams at even records right now. So important for whoever takes this. So important to keep it close at the very least. But a 2-0 would definitely do Tennessee in the short run. And that is what we are on the road to. Hawaii up 8-4 now. 5 to go as we swap.
And that is such a clean defense from Hawaii at that last round. Like these guys, like, I think they understand the map. Like, these guys are so solid at it. They play the sites. They know what's important, right? Mid, you might think it's like a scent. Like, it's kind of structured like a scent, right? You have a really big mid that this leads to one site. Like, on Ascent, it's A site. On this map, it's B site. But, like, it's not nearly that urgent to take mid on this map, which might be crazy to hear based on its geometry. But Tennessee know it. They let Hawaii have mid, just wait on the sites, even if they take your spawn position, right? Even if they take top mid, and hypothetically they're able to split whichever site they want, you defend from the sites, and then you guys have to pinch on them instead of the other way around. It's so powerful. And, like, there is a quick play outside A, but similarly quick through A, through elbow. They've taken this space. Kaze knows one in the corner, and dodges the flash, gets the first, doesn't manage the second.
Kaze just absorbed 2 flashes and still got a kill. But Copiamatic is able to find 2. And now comes the flank from behind, and that'll just do the rest of the work. Why not? All right. Cool. 8-5.
We're talking about proactivity. Tennessee brought it out. They win the pistol, so they have the advantage into the anti-eco. But how long is this going to last? Like, that round is fast. This round might be just as fast. Don't know what Hawaii's going to throw into this one. I think that's going to full ego. Looks like they are spreading the map, wanting to go towards A and B. Cypher and Fade for this B main control with the cam up top where you can see B main before the round even starts. Now, the Rays trying to take tiles with his teammates. There's a couple people going here as well. So they are spreading the map pretty well. This is fast mid control with a bunch of pistols, so this is understandable. Just do whatever you can. Well, we see that Sky here also getting aggressive, gonna catch one. There's two more fighting, so this could be a bit risky as Kazi's gonna try and blow him out of position, which he does. Couple more trades, but they're giving up way too much on the side of Tennessee.
Economy is quite low here. And Courtyard is taken over, but Cape Town has such a dominant position, it may still not matter. Oh, Kaze shooting through. Has enough time to get the trap wire, but Cape Town can still swing back out. Cyber Cage up, so now Wave to Earth now has to re-enter again, but can find the kill with the spray down. 2v2, but the spike is stuck in A main. And so the two remaining members of Hawaii have to make the long trek back to A here. See if they can find an isolated 1v1, or 1v2 rather, and turn this into a very sudden swap. 30 seconds to do it. They gotta act quick, but economy is low,
left.
so Novacore will have to peek very quickly on top of this. But they're only
Last
back in
player
team.
standing.
Oh, economy lands the first shot. Heads back to Spike. Good smoke out. Novacore is back to support. This should be easy for them. Broom comes out swinging, finds economy, and Novacore can clean up. It is close, but it is Tennessee's 8-6.
Well, that got a little bit awkward, didn't it? I had no way in hell Hawaii expected that round to go that way. They left the spike there. They wanted to keep it safe. Didn't want to lose it in mid. They knew they were full commit to a fight, whatever happened. But Tennessee did not have to give them that much attention, right? They could take a kill, maybe a couple, and drop out. You don't even have to take a kill. You just spend the util. They have nothing in the round. They can't spend anything else. But they trade a couple outs, and then they continue fighting in mid and full commit. And Hawaii are just flabbergasted. They take the fights, they win them, then they push on through B. But because they didn't prepare for that, they just left the spike in A. So Tennessee, they are thanking their lucky stars. They are absolutely blessed that they won that round. Hawaii now still with weapon advantage. Still scary for Tennessee. Now they don't have nearly as much agency to work with. A couple Guardians and a SMG. The Cypher has to play a lot further back. Gonna toss a cage up, but there's a gap. Just walk right past it and take the kill.
Before Copiumatic can trade it back, so ultimately I think they're happy with that. The Cypher being down, though, does mean that there's easier entry onto this B site, which is why you'll see Tennessee rotating over a little bit earlier. Henry smoking earlier, too. But Broom taking down top. Now that means Novacore has to come in, but Wave to Earth has snaked all the way through A, and it's just going to toss the neural theft in for good measure. It's a guaranteed A-site plant with time to spare, and Wave to Earth is actually just going to try and hold this by themselves. Let's see if they're able to find it. Copiumatic up first. No bird.
Remaining.
Easy first. Economy, though, has the Phantom, and is going to try and see what they can grab apart from Wave to Earth. Might just lurk at this point, though, because taking down 2 is all right. But looks like they may give this a try. Yeah, they'll give it a go. They'll be hurt, though, and taken down.
Ooh.
3 stay alive for the bonus here. Ultimately, I think Hawaii's fine with.
Yeah, absolutely. This is probably best case scenario after losing that second round. They could have won it, honestly. If they kept the spike with them, that would have been great, but they keep a lot alive, and Tennessee's money is in the drain because of how many they lost in that bonus. Or excuse me, not in the bonus, in the anti-eco. They lost like 3 or 4 almost. I think 4. So Hawaii are sitting pretty. They have an ult on Broom. The ult on Economy as well. It's ironic that both the Omens get the ults first, but I guess the plant goes down and stuff like that. Economy might be farming orbs. Copiumatic is pretty close, so Tennessee are going to be happy going into the next round no matter what. Would have been nice to find something, but they just lose 2 immediately. Great gunplay coming out from the members of Hawaii.
They're just on top of it. They don't want to hand over any advantages when they don't have to. Cape Town gonna get swarmed here. Yeah, this is simple one and done here for Hawaii, but a necessary one, an important one. It'll get him to 10-6. It'll keep some ults in their tank and their confidence is definitely brimming at this point. Attack site has been the more favored one on Sunset so far. Again, that tends to reign in a map's infancy. And it seems that Hawaii have the better read here. They are on track to take this in two. As Novacore, the last line of defense, gonna toss out the whole kit and not really find anything with it. Looking for a shot that will not be found. A flawless round 16.
Man, it's difficult, especially looking at how Hawaii is attacking, to have hope for Tennessee, because it might only be 10-6, right? They've got some buffer, and they've got guns, and they have ultimates in this round. And they're going to have some in the future rounds as well. Cape Town's close, kind of. Novacore and J-Boogie a little bit further off, but they do have the main controller of B, at least. I think this map is quite even in terms of who controls the orb, so if you find out that Hawaii just isn't in a place, you have very easy orb control, so that's something going for them. But other than that, Hawaii are playing this to perfection. Look at the way they're setting up at the 3 rounds, right? They have a lot of attention towards mid, but they're not really like forcing it really hard. Tennessee are. They're spending everything right now. They spend haunts, they spend people, and they spend the Seekers to try and take it, but they've lost a man. Copium gets one back, but Kaze is in the smoke. This is so perfect from Hawaii.
God!
That isn't that's not, you can't plan that. They're actually just winning. Like sometimes in EGF we just see moments where teams just make decisions and they're correct because they make them.
25-12-2. 11-6.
Yep.
I mean, really, at this point, what do we say? There are 2 players on the Rainbow Warrior squad that have more than 2 non-adjusted KD at the moment.
They're adding up to, let's see, 47?
Like, it's not even that they're just opening up sight. They are literally just outfragging. And that is enough to let them skate by. Like, their positioning is great. Their macros are incredible. Their rotations are amazing. But they really just have to take their ones. And they're just better at this point. It's absolutely unreal. Novacore is still not found out. And J-Boogie can get the drop on Kaze, but they'll just refrag it. And the rest of the team can collapse on the site. Novacore's position is still not found out, though, and could get away with one more if it were not for Broom waiting the whole time. Hawaii just has this locked down. They have it so locked down. Economy, the last one remaining. Not a chance they're going to find this round. Can't even find a kill. 6 rounds of match point for University of Hawaii.
Man, it's not, like, even if we ignore the fact that I think they're playing the map well, they've definitely got their reps on it individually on like server time and stuff like that. You can see Levi is pretty much getting a haunt every single time he throws one out.
Yeah.
He gets wall hacks everywhere. Tennessee are not prepared for anything that he's throwing, other than maybe one time in mid. He was throwing it from top mid, and they caught it before it landed. But other than that, they've been getting wall hacks around every corner. That really goes to show how well Hawaii have practiced on this, even if not as a team. They themselves, 808 Proxy has 10 assists, Broom has 10 assists, Levi has 9 assists, but he's 3rd frag, so it's fine. It's crazy how well practiced they are on it, and Tennessee don't really have answers. They're just kind of giving up sight, which they have to do, or else they're getting aggressed on by every single angle. There's people in elbow, there's people on the site, the plant's going down, and there's no saving. They have to go for this. It's 12-6.
To hold themselves back, Broom is TP'd and spots Novacore. 4v3, Aftershock tossed onto the cubes, but they can just swing out and diff anyway. Cape Town will trade back Kaze and does have the neural theft, but it's too late! Levi's already rotated back, and Cape Town now stands alone. In the 1v2, though, it's definitely possible. They know both their positions, and Proxy's still on the rotation back. Broom has to bluff one from backside, but there's not much time on this spike, and with so much util still in the bank, it is a foregone conclusion. Hawaii take it 13-6, 2-0, and are now positive in their record, 3-2.
A little bit of a downgrade from their game last week on Sunset. Not quite a 13-4, but still a very convincing victory from Hawaii this week as they close out the day. A bit earlier than previously as well, so maybe it's the fact that their opponents are a bit more awake. But yeah, look at the insane scoreline that we have put up by 2 of these players, Kaze and Wave to Earth respectively, 27-14 and 23-10 at the top of the scoreboard. Macro was great. I think Hawaii played that perfectly. Like it didn't look like they
Yeah,
didn't understand the
they
map.
they
Tennessee
didn't slip,
might have been
yeah.
like that a little bit. But also the fact that they're just fragging out. Like it's hard to lose a map when you've got two players dropping collectively 50 kills. So that also helps.
Yeah, it really did become a TDM by the end of
Mm-hmm.
things. I'm gonna be honest. Like the frontlining from Kaze was just so stupid at that point. He really was just W King and getting away with everything.
Yep.
And
His 9 entries, by the
it
way.
really came down to that position. Yeah, the experience on this map, even one more game on it in this day and age is so important. Respect your elders, says Hawaii, as they will win things out and take the match with it. Big congratulations to them. We're gonna see if we'll find an interview with them. We may not. Regardless, we'll be back to announce it, and just give us a couple minutes to figure that out. Played so dang well. We speak with Kaze, one of the winners. Kaze, congrats on the win tonight, man. How are you guys feeling?
Thank you guys for having me here. I'm feeling so good about that sunset map.
Yeah, I think, dude. First of all, two questions. One, can't ignore the fact that you guys were 12-14 on map number 1, right? Or excuse me, 14-12. You guys did win it out. But looking at the scoreboard, we didn't get to see it live, unfortunately, because we were handling stuff here. But Cape Town at the top of the scoreboard, 30-14 on the KJ. Did that kind of play into your mentality at all going to map number 2? Like, was there some kind of plan around that, or was that just kind of, okay, it's Ascent, we think he's good at it, and we go next? Or was there something else around that kind of instance?
Looking at him, we were kind of scared going into, mainly for Ascent. I think our mental for every map is just, it's a new map, it's a new game. We got to just reset and just keep playing like how we play. So we saw he was doing really good on Ascent. We knew he was going to be one of the top people for any map we play, but we just knew, hey, we just got to keep playing our game.
I guess going along with that as well, playing you guys' game, your own game, especially on this map of Sunset. It's so new, it's so fresh. We mentioned on broadcast that some teams might not be so well versed on it yet, but it definitely looks like you guys have solid ideas. And I probably ask you guys this every week we see you guys play Sunset. But how is it the fact that you guys are already seemingly so experienced on it? Like, I'm pretty sure we saw Levi every time he threw a haunt, there was a wall hack, without exception. I didn't manage to catch any haunts that he threw that didn't catch at least one player on the side of Tennessee. So what is the practice regimen like, especially with newer maps like this, to be able to take yourselves to such a high level so fast?
At first for Sunset, we really didn't know how it was going to play out, being such a new map, but during scrims, we always try new things. We really don't care too much on how the outcome comes, but we always just really want to experiment new ideas, new things, especially like compared to Ascent, where everything is just so readily available for people. Everyone knows what to do on Ascent. Everyone runs the same things. But with Sunset, we can just keep experimenting, keep doing new things. So we've just been in the lab experimenting as much as we can.
Really exciting to see that evolution take hold today with you guys grabbing that winning record so far in the season. Congratulations once again. Did you have any shout outs or anything you wanted to say before we say goodnight, Kaze?
I really want to shout out my team. Today, they played amazing. Everyone was so locked in. Everyone was communicating well, and I really praise them all for that. We've been growing at an exponential rate. I really want to shout out the UHE staff, all of our coaches. They put so much time and effort when they can, and everybody just tries to help us improve. Big shout out to Coach Shinigami, my grandpa, my duo.
Wait, actually?
He's
So wholesome.
he's the big role player for us. You know, he's always giving us info, always telling us what we need to work on, giving us good regiments. And I just want to say one thing, that Shinigami clears Gino.
Oh my God. He said everything that needed to be said. Kaze, thank you so much for hopping
Thank
on
you,
with
guys.
us tonight. Congratulations once again. Have a great rest of your night, man.
You too.
And with that, Anton, with that win from the Rainbow Warriors, we take ourselves out of the broadcast for tonight, but obviously not even close to the end of the season. Still so much more Valorant to be excited for.
Yeah, for sure. This has been a great day. I think we're ending a bit earlier as well because Hawaii did end up beating them off stream. Wanted to get this done with fast so they could go home and celebrate as well. But for all you guys at home, we hope you guys appreciate the early end, especially. Thank you for watching, because why would we be doing this without you guys? So appreciate you guys for being here. But for us, we're gonna hop off because it is late once again. There's Worlds later, so if you want to watch that at 4 a.m. in the morning in the East
4
Coast,
a.m.
it's kind of a wild sleep schedule, but you do